Hi, you're watching Transmission on Bent TV. My name is Michelle Sheppard, and today my guest is Greer. Now, Greer has been known as the primary president of Seahorse, but Greer's actually come in today to have a conversation with us about actually coming out full-time as her authentic self as a transgender woman. Hi, Greer. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Now, at the same time, I also like to introduce Leah, who is your daughter, and thank you for coming in as well. So, Greer, for a long time, as I've known you, for the 4 years that I've been out myself, I've obviously just known you as the president of Seahorse, and living part-time yourself, you've always been quite authentic as yourself as Greer, but just living part-time in your life, working full-time as a man, what has led you to finally coming out fully as yourself?
In reality, I've for many years actually lived the dual life where everyone outside of work knows about me, and primarily everything I do is as Greer, with my social activities, shopping. Work through circumstance is just work to me, and it's a means to a financial end. And when you're in a fluoro shirt and steel cap boots, it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant to the type of work I do. And while I'm not averse if I'm found out at work, I still talk about everything that I do. I just don't say that I wore a nice dress or skirt and makeup. So, but all the clues are there.
Yeah.
And I just go about my work. It's just part of my everyday life.
Yeah.
So it's not.
So they're talking about their new ute. You're like, oh, I found these new pumps this weekend. And
I went out with friends.
Exactly, we went with friends, and we had a fabulous time. Now, Leah has been one of your biggest supporters and everything, and I think it's really important myself, being a parent of two young kids, that it's important that we have family along, and we have support behind us while doing with everything. Now, Leah, this isn't actually an overnight thing for you. You've actually been and known Greer as Greer for a number of years of your life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it'd be about 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when Greer first sort of came out to you, even her days of living part-time, what was your first sort of response to this?
I don't know. It was shocking, shocking just because I didn't know. I didn't realise. So it was, to be honest, a little bit funny. It's a little bit funny, and it was like, and it, I don't know. It made you, I don't know. It might sound really silly, but it made you seem even more human. If that makes sense.
Oh,
not
wow.
just.
I like
not
that.
just my dad. That's a distant person, or an authority figure, and that was really interesting.
But your language in that way hasn't changed then. So you still refer to Greer as Dad.
Yes, yeah.
And that's really important, I think, because every family has its own language. Like my daughters refer to me as Dad. She's my dad. She's over there. Give her that, and so like that's she and her. So that's actually really, really important. Now you've been quite active in a wider community in general, as Toastmaster, involved in your Rotary Club. I remember a story you told me about the Rotary Club and staying up there with your wife. Can you explain a bit more about that to me?
At the time I was incoming president, and as I rose to give my first speech as president, there I'm in the dinner suit, about 100 people in the audience, and I had a strong sensation of just standing behind my own mask, thinking only if they could see me. It's not me standing there in a dress, but me standing exposed as somebody that is fully confident in themselves as a person. And I've always felt that I wasn't fully confident in myself as a person, even though I've been presidents of groups or chair of a franchisee committee or something like that.
Yeah. Now, I know a lot of us do have that mask sensation. I know I did myself, having such a corporate background and everything I've done. When it came down to being in these spaces and presenting, like, did you find you were kind of breaking down a bit, or how were you feeling when it led you down to where you are now?
I think this has been in my life all my life that I'm aware of,
Yeah.
and I just refused to acknowledge what it was or even explore what it was. You know, I think like a lot of people who've been closeted for many years, you go there and I'll overcome this, when the reality is you can't, because it's part of your own being. And it was really from that point on, at that particular speech, that while I didn't rush out and do anything about it instantly, but it provided the catalyst to finally start talking, apart from my wife, talking to a counsellor and go from there.
Now, I also know that with your way you perceive yourself within your identity, you don't actually hate who you were or what you represented. You actually still see yourself as very much the same person.
That's correct, yes. I've always viewed this as being a full extension of me as a person, not a little being inside me trying to get out and be somebody different to what I was. I'm happy with all the things that I've done in my teenage years when I was super fit as an athlete. I still enjoyed that experience, and I still enjoyed having a family, 4 children, 5 grandchildren. So it's all those things are still part of my life and relevant in my life. But this is now me, just being me as a whole person.
I'm glad you've decided to really just be more your full self and live that more authentic life. Have you found that your relationship with Greer, like, you have a better bond, or what do you say the relationship's like between the two of you? Is it still very much dad and daughter, or do you find you're a lot closer now?
I would say closer, definitely. Definitely a lot closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a child as well.
Yes.
Yes. And how is that relationship as well? Has there been any issues there, or is it just as strong as you and Greer together?
I think so. I think it's strong. So yeah, my son's just growing up with Greer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of normal, but also knows Grandpa as well.
Yeah.
Because there is different dynamics in the family, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to say on it.
So where do you see yourself going from here, Greer? With now that you've just decided this is my life, this is fully who and what I am and how I'm doing it. With your involvement, say, with Seahorse or with Toastmasters, where do you see yourself from here?
I still maintain those interests. It gives me the freedom, as I'm sort of in that retirement age bracket. I still unfortunately need to work for a period of time, so there will still be that duality, as it were, but I'll just go off and over the next 12 months or so I'll think about maybe doing extra study, what direction I can take my retirement years to. I enjoy that interaction in community groups. As you've probably gathered through, I've been in service clubs all my life. Put my hand up for all the kids' sporting groups or scout groups. Or when we had our business in the 90s, I got involved with the franchisee committee. So when Seahorse was needed to be a part of my life, that's what I did. Hand goes up. So I like to be involved in things, and I just want to do it as myself.
And I think it's really important that us in the trans community are actually really active as much as we can, not taking on too much, but actually keeping our minds and our bodies rather fresh and not just disappearing. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Michelle Sheppard, and you've been watching Transmission.